first of all, we will try to understand why we are using Kotlin. So there are few main reasons. Like number one, Kotlin is completely null safety. What does it mean? It means actually that in object-oriented programming, when we create an object, okay, sometimes we create object, we don't initialize it, we don't give any value to it, and then we are using that object in some calculations. Okay, so if you don't assign any value, then the object has null value. So later on, if you use that null value in some calculation, then the result is very obvious, or sometimes even the result is undefined. Okay, so therefore it is very risky in other programming languages when the program is running, and when a null value comes in during the execution, then actually the program hang, or maybe the program totally terminate. Okay, so that is not good. So in Kotlin, Kotlin is really nice in that regard. So whenever there is a possibility for any object that may get null value, the compiler will not allow you to run. Okay, at compile time, even when you just type, the editor will give you indication that this is a null value, this may get possible null value. So do some arrangement for that. So from time to time I will tell you how to do it, but Kotlin make sure that no null value will be reached to the execution time. At compile time, Kotlin will stop you to don't use any null value. Another point is that in Kotlin, actually we can use all Java libraries, whatever libraries we need. For example, any Java libraries in Kotlin we can use. It means that actually Kotlin and Java both compile to the same code, which is called JVM. Okay, so both compile to the same code, both are using the same intermediate level compilation structure. So Java and Kotlin can work together. So within Kotlin you can use Java coding, and within Java you can use Kotlin coding. Okay, and another point is that we can use coroutines. So coroutine is another high level concept. I will not explain at this moment, but when we reach there, it is actually another very powerful property of Kotlin that other languages don't have. So we can use coroutines. And another point is that actually Kotlin uses very compact way of writing coding. Okay, so in Kotlin, the 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 style of coding is very less number of coding will be used in Kotlin as compared to Java. Let me show you like how. Let me clean this. Okay. So like for example, one point, you just look at this, that in Java, when we want to create any object like this, that you see, you will have to write the class name first. Okay, then the variable name, the object name, then equal to, then the new keyword, and then the class constructor again. But in Kotlin, you see, no need to use the class name, just type var. So var stands for variable. In Kotlin there are two ways, one is var, okay, and one is val, WAL. Okay, so var is used for variable, any such value which is changeable in nature. It is that there is a possibility that in a program you will change its value, then use var. And if you know that this value will never change during the program, then you can use val. Okay, so val is like a constant value. So you see, just use var, okay, and then my class, and then the class constructor only, no new keyword, and no again first time the class name. And you know that in Java and in Kotlin, especially in dry programming, the names of the classes are too long. So then if you are typing two to three times, it is very time consuming actually. So therefore Kotlin is actually very easy to write, and is very nice to write, because very less coding, and when very less coding, then there is less chances of errors also. Okay, this is another example that when we want to create when we want to create a click listener, meaning to say when we have a button, okay, and we want to write a coding for that, that when we click the button, then what should happen, it is called click listener. Okay, so in Java you will have to first link the button that you have created with the coding. In Android programming, we have two interfaces. One is the XML interface, which is called UI, user interface. We design the user interface mostly drag and drop or XML coding. And the other one is the other one is actually the Java class, the Java coding. Okay, which is where we will use the logic, the coding, the logic behind this UI, that whenever the user interact with this UI, what should happen, that will be the logic here. So in Java, if you, let's suppose, define a button here, then in this view, actually this view don't know about this button in Java programming. But in Kotlin, actually no need to introduce this button. You see, in Java, you will have to introduce the button uh, to the logic view. Okay, like activity main.java. Okay, you will must introduce, maybe it is also called binding. You will bind the button, you will explain the full path that where this button is. And after then button dot set on click listener, then you see again the new, then the click listener again, and then this override, and then the public super on click listener, this is the super class constructor. Okay, all these, and after that here you will have to write your own coding. But in Kotlin, you see, no need to introduce the button. Okay, and no need to write all these new keywords and the class constructors and the super class constructor. No, just directly, like let's suppose the button name, button ID is example button, that's set on click listener, that's all. Okay, so simple, is really simple. Okay, so this is the example that how Kotlin is simpler than Java programming. So, and these are the few reasons that we selected Kotlin as a programming language, that we should use Kotlin. Actually, Kotlin is like the new language for Android programming. Most of the programmers will prefer it because of these properties. Okay, now let me open Android Studio, and let's go through the Android Studio interface, uh, how it works. And I will introduce different components of the Android Studio. When we open any Android project, or we create a new one, okay, then at the beginning we have interface like this, or maybe interface like this. Okay, so this one is the project hierarchy. Okay, so this is called the project hierarchy. Here how the files and folders are arranged with each other, this is called the project hierarchy. So we actually change the project hierarchy in whatever way we want. For example, you see, this is when we click here. So if you click on the project view, you see its style changes differently, and so many files are there. Okay, which is quite this view is showing how the files are actually stored on the hard disk. Okay, if you go to the packages view, then if you see, if you will see all the packages and the different style. Okay, so and the files that we actually need that are so scattered. So the best one is Android view. So we will have to select this as a Android view. And in Android Studio, if you click this project, the sidebar tab, so it opens and closes like this. Okay, next one is, okay, if we go through the folders inside this project hierarchy. So the first one is the manifest file, manifest folder. Inside this is a manifest file, and if we open this one, actually if you see here, this manifest file is mostly related to the permissions. Whenever the app needs some extra processing, for example, like if the app is about location or any other privacy related stuff, location, then the location permission will be must initialize here, or internet permission, or camera permission, or any other permission related to the phone. So all these permissions will be written here. Okay, next one is the Java folder. Don't be confused that we are using Kotlin, but the folder is still with the name of Java. This is just Android Studio style. Android Studio still give the name of Java. So there are, inside this Java folder, there are 3 COM folder, but at this moment just ignore the two COM folder. Just focus on the first one. In the first COM folder, we have one file which is main.activity. So you see, this is the actual main.activity.kt. Stands for Kotlin. Okay, so this is the actual coding that we need, the logic behind the interface. Okay, and these two at this moment, these are just auto generated folders. At this moment you just ignore it. Next one, this Java folder is also Android Studio generated. Just ignore it at this moment. Next one is the resource folder, represented by res only, res. Inside this resource folder there are drawable, layout, min-map, values, etc. So if we look at first the drawable folder, in the drawable folder mostly we put images, like background images, button images, any image that you want to utilize inside the app, we put those images here. Okay, so this is mostly like a multimedia folder. We put images, videos here. Next one is the layout folder. Layout folder contain the layout view of the app. So you see this one, if you double click, you see it will open here. So this is actually the layout, what all the user interface component, and this layout has different views and those views we can change here. In the last corner, you see, if we select the design view, then it is looks like this. It show the design like this. But if we select the code view, then you see the design goes away and we just see all the coding XML code behind the XML code, which is responsible for the interface. Like you see the linear layout, the text editor, the button. Okay, all these. There is another style which is called split style. So you see, in that split style we have the text also, and we can see the interface also. And this palette tab is the widgets, all the controls, the buttons, the text, the all the drag and drop component are inside this palette. So you can on and off like this if you are in split mode. But actually most of the people, it is not easy to use the split mode because we don't have that much screen. So mostly we will use code view or design view. Okay, and to make the screen to get a more space, you can close this one also. Okay, you can close like this also to see the full interface. Okay, so this is the layout folder, and this is the activity main. And if you see, the naming is just like a reverse of this. This one is main activity, and this one is activity underscore main. Okay, to each other. This one is XML, and this one is Kotlin logic. The next folder is mipmap. In mipmap also we are putting the icons. You see, if you open any one of these, you see it is the icon when the app install it. And why so many icons? Because you know we have different there is a possibility of different mobiles. Some will have small screen, some will have low resolution, some will high resolution. So due to that reason, all different level of icons are available, like HDPI, MDPI, XHDPI, and so on and so on. Okay, so for responsive design, this one is the launcher one. You see all this. Okay, next one is the value folder. In a value folder, we are actually defining some values related to colors or some string. For example, if you open this one, the color one, you see some basic colors are actually defined here with your hexadecimal code. So these colors you can easily refer into your coding. No need to memorize and no need to redefine. You can even change these colors just by clicking on this color side. You see all the colors is giving us a small preview. So if you click on this one, you can change to any color that you want, or maybe you can go to more customization. You see here you can go to custom, or maybe here you can yeah, so it's up to you. So all color values are maybe like a string values. You see here is not given, but actually sometimes we need a string values, like maybe names of months or the languages, or sometimes for the translation we need a text. Okay, so any string that you think that this can be used again and again in the app, so no need to retype again and again, just define once here and then reuse again and again. So we will use all these from time to time, slowly how to use it. Okay, the last one is the theme folder, and this theme folder is actually the theme of the app and the theme of the Android Studio, so especially the theme of the app which will be applied on the UI. So we can change this from here, and if you open this one, actually you see the theme is defined here, and you can change to any different type of theme. Or for example, you see if you just cut this one, okay, cut this one and just type like this, you see you will get all these different themes are available. You can change to any theme and that theme will be applied on the app. Okay, so this is about the theme. This one also, both represent the same theme. Okay, the other one is a Gradle script folder. There are many Gradle files, but only the two are important. One is called project level Gradle and the other one is module level Gradle. So the project level Gradle is actually just showing like the version of the application. Okay, this one, oh, the plugin versions, okay, that you see, for example, this plugin, okay, and any other third party plugins will be defined here. The next one is the module level Gradle. This module level Gradle is showing the different component used in this project, like the plugins and the Android SDK, which SDK is used, the highest SDK level, okay, and the minimum SDK and the target SDK and the version of the app. Okay, all these are defined here. Some compilation options that it should be compiled in what style, okay, and Kotlin option, which Kotlin is used. You see this is the JVM target to which the Kotlin will compile. So Kotlin compiled to the same JVM to which Java compiles. These are the dependencies. Third-party libraries are dependencies on which the project depends. Okay, so when we try to run a project, actually the Gradle is a system which combine all these different components. You see the Gradle script, the themes, the strings, the colors, every property of the whole project, and then compile to an executable APK. Okay, so that is called the Gradle system. So these are the different component of a different folders which are used. The rest are like the file, edit, and so on and blah blah. So different icons. I think from time to time we will try to explain. The most common one are like the build, when we want to run the app. Okay, the run app is here also, and all these some of these icons or functionality is here in the shortcut also, like to run, click this one, or to change maybe from emulator to actual device, you can change here, or maybe if you have several emulator, you can change from different one. So this one, you just click this one. This one is debugging mode. We will go to this later. These are the device manager and SDK manager we have already gone through. Okay, and this on the right side, this one is the emulator. We can start the emulator. Or maybe you see, so you go to manager and start because it was not there, so then close it, it will be starting. You see, when start we can see like this. So we can close it and we can on and off like this. And device explorer means that this is actually now the device, the emulator. So like we go to the file system of this mobile. Okay, and you can zoom in and out, okay, like this. And this one, if you click device explorer, it means that the file system of the emulator. But mostly we will not go, sometime maybe we need to go there to check if some we are dealing with files or data. Okay, this one is again the device manager. Okay, this is the same shortcut, device manager, and it is here also, we can open from here also. So so the next one is activity lifecycle. Activity lifecycle means okay, one thing more. The screen in Android Studio, or the screen, you see this screen, okay, this screen in Android development is called activity. Okay, so you know that when we are using mobile, actually we can open several apps at a time. For example, you one time open your WhatsApp, then you close it, and then you open Facebook, and after that you open another app, and then another app. So actually how these apps uh, goes back and forth, or maybe if you go if you open WhatsApp and then Facebook and then another app, after that if you go one back to WhatsApp, actually if you just go to the recent file, you will see that it is there. Okay, so the point is that this each screen in Android development is called activity. And how the activity is created, how it goes through several stages, okay, from beginning until the termination of the application, what are the different stages is called activity life cycle. Okay, and a activity life cycle is mostly goes through all these steps. Okay, it maintains a state. You know, stake is like a I think you already know, one is queue, one is stake. Stake is like when we put a lot of plates one above the other like this, that is called a stake. You see, like let me show you. I'm not good in drawing, but let's see. This is like one plate, and below this is another plate, and below this is another plate. Okay, below this is another, you see. So this is called a stack, one over another. The Android also maintain a stack of activities like this. So if you open one application, so in the stack you can just think like a cupboard. Okay, so the first activity comes here, and that is visible because this is, let's suppose, the first app. Okay, if you click and if you open another application, then you see the first one go in the stack to the bottom, and the new one come to the top. And if you click another application again, then you see that the second one will also go to at the bottom, and the third one will come to the top. And if you use the back button of your mobile, okay, then the top one, which was the third, that will go to the back, and the second one will come to the top. Okay, and if you click again the back button, then the second one will go to the back, and the first one will come to the top. So it maintains an activity stack like this, that from time to time the application comes to the background and to the foreground, become active, inactive, resume, and start like that. Okay, this is a stack of activity. And actually when we click any activity, when we start any application, then it goes through these steps. Like when the activity is started, then uncreate function is called, and the activity is created. And after that, on start, when the actual activity start showing on the screen. Okay, when actually the interface is shown, at that time the unstart function is called. And if we click the back button, then the activity is resumed. And maybe when we open another application, then the first one go to a resume state and a new one come on. And from resume we can come, it can come back to the active running state. Okay, sometime when we click the back button or another application, or maybe just off the screen, then it go to the pause state. So these are the different states that the activity go through, and we can see when the application is running, when the application is in the background, and when we can reactivate the application to start running again, and so on. So these are the different way that activity goes through, or you can say different stages that the activity can go through, mm, from its birth until end of the system. And after pass, it can go back to resume state, meaning to say once it is passed, meaning to say it is at the back, you can actually reopen again to become resume. Okay, or maybe if you want to stop, then it will go to the totally stop position. And once you stop an app, then it cannot come back from resume, it will come back from create if you want to restart or reopen the same application. Okay, at that time unstop means that actually the app you really killed it, you destroy the app, meaning to say from the stack of activities, it is not there anymore. Okay, so it will be like this, and it can come from start again like this. And if you really want to remove from the memory, then a destroy function will be called. Okay, and the activity will be shut down. Okay, and all these functions are actually available inside the Kotlin file. Like for example here you see, if you let me close these unnecessary files. Okay, just leave the two files. Okay, this is the activity main, and this is this one. So if you see here, you see this one is uncreate function. So when this activity is being created, what should happen? So you see all these are the coding that you want to use it. So if you want to use any other function related to the activity life cycle, uh, then you just press Control O. Sorry, when you click Control O, you see all the overriding, all the functions which are available for overriding. You see the word has been used here, override. Override means that actually this function is basically the uncreate function is basically created in the parent class. And you see our class, which is main activity, is inherited, colon means inherited, from the parent class, super class. So the parent class function we redefined with some extra functionality in our class. This is called overriding. So if you want to override any other function, you just click Control O, then all the possibility you will see. And for example, if you want to override unstop, or maybe let me type unstop, any unstop or unstart, you see, and restart. You see, if you just click, you see, that function, you can see here we can override. But if you see here, the one difference, this override is blue and this override is unactivated, just gray color. Why? Because you see the coding inside this unrestart function is only that coding which is available in the parent class, meaning to say we didn't add our own functionality until now. So if I add any code here, then it means we override it. Unless if we don't add any our own code, it means we have not override yet. For example, if I just type log, okay, log.d, okay, it's a very simple one, and any simple main activity, just a simple thing, testing. Okay, Now if you see the coding, that this also changed to blue, meaning to say we override the function. We use the parent class functionality plus our own customized functionality. Now it means the function has been override. So all the functions that we saw in a previous case, we can actually override if we need and if we want to uh, do something at that stage of the activity life cycle. So this is activity life cycle and we can use like that. Okay, next point is debugging. Debugging is actually related to find out problems or errors in your program, and especially when we are new to any IDE or to any language, actually there is a possibility that we will make many mistakes. Okay, so how to find where is the problem and how to fix it? Okay, that is called debugging. So one thing in Android debugging is this log kit. Okay, actually this log kit tells us a lot of information about the project. You see so many messages, but the problem is that these are that many messages that I think nobody can read all this. You see, who will read all these messages? So, what is the easy way and the shortcut way to understand and find out the problem in a program? Okay, so this logcat, these are the different debugging options we will use from time to time. Okay, this one is if you want to clear the logcat, you see, just click this one, all the messages will go away. Okay, but if you run this one again, you see many messages will come again. Let me run it first. Okay, you see when it start running, then that many messages come again, and whenever you are clicking or doing something, okay, then there will be many messages. So for example, if there is any problem, then you will see, you see, this is the emulator that we use, the name of emulator, this one is the name of the project. Okay, and here is the type of debugging. These are the different category. You see, if I select this one, this much text. If I select this one, then you see this much text. If I select info, so you see this is a different level of filterization that we can filter the messages. But the most important one and most common one is the debug one. Okay, that use the debug and it will be only filter those messages which are related to development of the project, not the other common one. Okay, so here let me show you this coding that you see here in uncreate event or function. I just created a simple list. This is like array list of integers or list of, you see, this one is simple Kotlin coding. It is actually not related to Android development, but just Kotlin coding, list of a function, and this is var and the variable name. Then after that I created a function sort list. This is my created function sort list, and I send the list as a argument. You see here as a argument, and then here I use the for loop to go through the list from 0. You see, this is a variation in Kotlin of for loop, that for I we were using in C++ like this, that for I equal to 0, I less than this, I plus plus. But you see here in Kotlin it is another variation for loop, that for in there is, you see, there is no that also, that int or float or what, just for I in 0, meaning to say from where to start. 0 dot 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 means that it will cover all the values between the 0 and this value. So list dot size -1, and after that another for. Okay, and similarly goes for j in 0 to list size -2. Okay, if I make it mistakenly wrong and use -1, or maybe even remove this to list that size to make a big mistake, and after that you see the if condition for sorting, that if this one is greater than this, then swap it. Okay, now you maybe you are noticing that, you see, a bit amazing type of coding. You see for loop in the same line, then if statement in the same line, then the body of if in the same line. This is actually the beauty of Kotlin. You see, you can write like this. Okay, you see, let me enter. You sorry, you can actually write like this. Uh, let's suppose like this, and this is related to this. This is related to this. This is, yeah, you see, you can write like this, but if you bring mouse to this indicator, you see it shows uh, that the if statement, you see here, remove the braces from if. Why? Because you see Kotlin recommend this for us, that remove. Why? Because you see this if statement has only one line of code as a body, so why you need to use the curly brackets? Okay, so if you if you use this one, you see, remove the braces from the if statement, it will bring back for you and write like this, and it is correct. Okay, the same goes for the for. You see, if you put for, you see like this, you see, again you can actually write, like this. But you see what is goes on, you see the complexity level of these brackets and brackets and bracket. So if you bring your mouse here, it will show you again the same thing, that remove the braces from the for statement. And then if you bring here, it will again tell you that remove the braces from the if statement, and you see it will make it so compact. Okay, so this is the beauty of Kotlin. Okay, so the point was that here I use two for nested for loop to to sort the list. So our target was to find out that where is the problem. So if I compile this, okay, another trick is that uh, wherever you are doubtful that maybe here will be a mistake, at that point actually you can create a log message, and a log message is simply just type capital LOG log, okay, and then dot D actually stands for the debug. Okay, for the debug, and that is that debug. You see this one, D stands for the debug, V stands for verbose, I stands for info, WE, and so on. Okay, so debug, and after that you can put the tag that will be that tag which is used here. Like you see, this is one type of tag, so we are putting another our own customized tag. Then actually we can check our customized messages. Okay, like this one. Okay, the tag I have given the main activity. Mostly the tag is used the name of the activity that you are in, or if you want to give another tag, it's up to you, you can give. And this is just a message. Okay, so you can use this tag here as a further filter. Okay, so when you use this tab like main activity, so you see you will see only those messages which is related to this activity. You see this was the message, and this message was displayed here. So in this way you can filterize the coding. Okay, so if I remove this filter at this moment, and I intentionally created a mistake here, because at the first time it start to the size -1. You see, array, the indexes always start the indexes are always less than the size. Okay, this is why we are using size -1. But here I intentionally remove the 1 to create a mistake. Then let's see what happens. You see, first of all, it crashes. Okay, you see it is not in the running state anymore. So when it crashes, so first of all change this debugging filter to debug, and now if you come here, so you see there are many coding actually. Okay, but you see this one is the debugging level. So here you see the fatal exception in the main, and then it is what we can go through. You see this is the definition. You see, like the array, the list is index out of bound exception, and you see that it says that the length of the list was 5, and the index also you used as a 5, and index should always be less than the size, the length of the array. So if you cannot understand this message again, and you want that where is the actual problem, actually here again it will show you that the actual problem is on this line. When you click on this, it will bring you to the actual place where the problem is. Then you see you should only look at this line where is the possible problem. So you see, if I remove here, if I remove this, because you know we got the message also that it is out of bound and it is related to the size of the list, then I can remove. So if I remove this one now, then if I run again, then hopefully should not be any error. Yeah, you see now the program is running and no error. So these are the different ways how to find error in your program and how to understand what type of error is. So you can use these different filters. Another point, that if let's suppose you don't understand what type of error is, you can actually copy the error. Okay, you can copy the error message and you can uh, paste that error message, like this one. You see this one, copy this and paste in a Stack Overflow, uh, or maybe just paste in a Google. Okay, when you paste in a Google, the first link that most probably you will get will be the Stack Overflow, and when you click this one, you will hopefully get a very nice explanation and easy answer as compared to go to the documentation of Kotlin or to documentation of Android. So the next step that you should find the error should be Stack Overflow, and you can easily search and you can find the solution for that. Layout in Androids, actually there are several layouts in Android programming. Let me quickly show you here in Android Studio just a quick um overview of the layout. So you see, this is actually the palette, which are all the controls like the text boxes, the buttons, and so on. But if you click this one here, the tree, it should be, yeah, if you click the tree, you will see here that what type of layout. You see this, the layout means how the controls are arranged, okay, with each other, okay, and how it should display at the final app. These are defined in the layout. So if you look at this, you see here layouts, how many different layouts are there, like constraint layout, and then linear layout, then linear layout, horizontal linear layout, vertical, frame layout, and table layout, and so on. Okay, so these are the different layouts, and the main purpose of these layouts is this, that how to design a best responsive interface. So the first one that I want to share with you is, let's start from linear layout. Okay, linear layout. So I think we will try to design this type of interface, but let me start a very new project. So let's create a new one. You guys should just follow me. Later on you can try, and if you want I can share all these codings and everything with you. So make sure that the phone and tablets is selected on the left panel, and here we select the empty activity, and here from this empty activity you can give any name, a linear layout, let's suppose, a linear layout tutorial. The question is that the layout have drag and drop feature doesn't require code. In one way, yes, there is a drag and drop feature. You just drag a button, just drag anything that you want. So drag and drop is also available, and coding is also available. I'm explaining in a while both of these features. Okay, a good question. Just wait for a while. I'm explaining. Okay, so this is the name of the project. This is the package name, this is the place of location, the language is Kotlin, and the minimum SDK. Okay, so if I click finish, the project will start creating. It will take a while, it depends on your computer and internet speed. Okay, so once the project is completed, then we will try to design this type of this like interface. You see this like interface, the first name, last name, they are arranged from left to right, in like they are side by side with each other, but the date of birth has taken the whole width of the mobile screen, and after that below that is a country and the apply button. So the country and the apply button have shared the screen in such a way that the input box has taken like two-third, and the button has taken one-third, or you can say three-fourth and one-fourth, okay, of the screen. So how to design this type of interface using linear layout? Okay, so let's see, the project is already built. Okay, let me close the project view, that we have a big screen. Now you see, this is the interface that we have. Why it is like this? Minimize, yeah, it was so maximize. Okay, zoom in. Okay, so we have these different views. So yes, the question that you asked was, yes, you are right, that you see these are the drag and drop uh, controls. Like when you select common, you will have this common, so you have a button, you see, just drag and put here, so you have the button. Your image view, just drag and put here and select an image for that. Okay, let's suppose just like this, you see, so you have drag and drop facilities also, and you have a coding facilities also. Okay, another thing, when you drag a button or anything here, so okay, I think before dragging, let me show you. So this is the default interface, which has only this hello world. But if you go to the coding, you see, in this coding is the only view which contain the hello world is here. Okay, but if you go to the design view back and bring a button, okay, now you see the IDE, the Android Studio, will automatically create coding for you. If you go back to the coding, you see this is the view of the hello world, and you see this is the coding for the button that we drag. Okay, so if you drag, the IDE will create automatically coding for you. Okay, and you can do the same thing here from coding also. Let's suppose if I just quickly do a button, so you see another button, anything later on I'm explaining to you what is this. Okay, and let's suppose the text is this, sorry, the text, text, why is not, oh, what I have selected, oh my gosh, it is not like this. Control Z, Control Z, wait, I have selected the wrong thing. Okay, button, you see, yeah, button, I thought that why it is not working. Yeah, so button, and then text, you can give any name, like for example save. Okay, let's suppose until this point. Okay, so you see I created the type this coding, but if we go to the design view, we will see, you see, the save button is there. But you see, the problem is now that it is at the corner, this one is here, this one is here. But now you see, if you run this code, this project, then you will realize where are these buttons and the hello world projects in the actual display. Let's see, it is running. Yeah, you see, in the run, you see the two buttons are actually one above the other, and the hello world is in the center. So the problem is the display problem, how to design a nice user interface. Okay, for that purpose, first of all, we are trying to cover linear layout, and our target is to design this type of interface. Okay, so let me delete all these this stuff. You see, they are above one another. So if you go to the coding, you see there is nothing, only this coding. Or maybe let's just leave it this one. Okay, I will delete this manually, let's suppose, because I don't want to delete this component. So let me manually delete this text view. Now the point is that we want linear layout, and if you look at this one, actually it is not linear layout, it is constraint layout. Okay, constraint layout. So how to change this to linear layout? Okay, just select until this point. Okay, and you just type dot layout. Okay, and then you can you will see, or maybe you, yeah, you see linear layout compact, or maybe you can actually do like this also. You see, I delete everything and just I select linear layout. I just type L and I got the option. In Android Studio, remember this, you see that any control name or any property name or any function name, when the name composed of many word, then you see like linear layout. So if I type the first L become blue. So all the names which contain L, you see all the L's are blue. So if I type another, you see this will be the first name L. If I type another L, you see it will become the next L. All those names which have two L, you see all the two L's are blue now. But you see this one linear layout, you see the first one, the second one is blue. So you can easily select like this also, and when you select, the Android Studio will change this one also to linear layout. Now if you see here to this design, we need two input boxes, edit views, which is named first name and last name, but they should be side by side. So how to do that? Actually, if you want to design like this, we need another linear layout. Okay, so to bring another linear layout, I will type LL again. You see we can get the linear layout easily, and after that it says that okay, how much big this linear layout should be. So we can say that this linear layout should be like the width should be the whole screen. Match parent means the whole screen, and the height should be the content, rep content, meaning to say how many contents are inside this linear view. The height should be only that much. Okay, and another point is that actually we need the component to be like from you see like in this style, this one, then this one. This is called horizontal layout. If you want the components to be in this style, you see one below another, this is called vertical order. Okay, and this is called orientation. Okay, orientation of the view. Okay, so here I will change the orientation. Okay, you don't worry that if I am using coding, actually for me the coding is easier as compared to bring the use the control one. Otherwise, if you go here, actually you can easily drag from layout here, you see, and you can bring horizontal layout or linear layout. You can do that one also, but I am showing you the harder way first. This one is much easier. You will easily understand this one. So now we want, for this case, the orientation should be horizontal from left to right. Okay, so this one should be horizontal. Now you see, if there are two ways to close this tag. You see this is XML type of coding, and it start from angle bracket, opening angle bracket, and it will close by closing angle bracket. But there are two ways. You see, one way, if I just press slash, you see the linear layout is closed. But if you see here, this one is also linear layout, but this is the closing linear layout for this. So when you have this style, it means this time the linear layout is a container and it contains other component. But when you close in this way, it is not a container, because there is no the closing tag after this. So whenever you need any component as a container, then don't close by slash. Okay, just close by closing tag. Okay, and when I type the closing angle bracket, Android Studio give me the other one. So when I get the other one, you see I can put any controls here now. Okay, so now here I can put the control. So I need edit. You see ET. I just type ET and you see edit text. I got it. Okay, sorry. So if I just type ET, I will get the edit text. Edit text is such a view in Android Studio. Actually, everything is view. Is such a view where the user can type something like username, password, phone number, and so on. Okay, so this this text view should be how much. Like if let's suppose if I say rep content and rep content and there should be a hint for the user that this input box is for what, like first name. Okay, first name. And then I will close this text view with slash, because this text view I don't want to be a container. Okay, I will close like this. And after that, inside the same linear layout, you see this is inside the same linear layout, I want another text view. So edit text. Okay, and this one should be also rep content, and the input, sorry, the hint should be like last name. Okay, and I will close this one also like this. Now if I come to the design view, you see we have the first name and the last name, but it is not like this. I want that they should distribute the space, they should occupy the space evenly. Okay, not like this, that you see on the left hand side that much space is there. Okay, and they are only here. Why? The reason is that in the coding I have used that the width should be rep content, meaning to say how much content is there. So at this moment the content is only this text, so this is why it is only wide enough. Sorry, if I let me type again, first name. And if let's suppose I just type a bit more text, then you will see that it become wider. You see it become wider, and if you want to type a bit more, you can push the other one to the other side, but actually it is not a good way. Okay, we don't want like this. We want that even though the text is less, but they should divide the space evenly. So then I will change this rep content to match parent, and the match parent is the, you see for this edit text, the parent is the linear view, linear layout, sorry, the linear layout. So meaning to say this edit view should be, edit text should be wide enough to cover the whole space of the parent, and parent is the linear view. Okay, and here also I will make it match parent. So if both are match parent, okay, then let's see how it is like this. So you see then again is an issue, is not clear. So how to control this? Let me divide like this. There is one property which is called layout weight. Yeah, layout weight. So you see what we want that like 50-50. The layout weight for this one should be also 1, and the layout weight for this one should also be 1. Let's see now how is the design. You see now they equally design. So the layout weight means how much space it should take in the screen. So if I say that this one is 1, and let's suppose this one is 4, let's suppose 3, so it means that the whole screen should be divided into 4 parts, and 1 part should be assigned to this, and 3 parts should be assigned to this. So if you see here, you see 3 parts are given to this and 1 part is given to that. So it's like opposite. You see, yeah, this one get more and this one get less. Okay, in horizontal way. But okay, just change this to 1, meaning to say if you want to give same width, this is also 1, this is also 1, then you see it is okay like that. Now if you see, there is one thing more here in the slide. You see here is a little bit space from the top, little bit space from the left, there is a space, meaning there is a padding very nicely. It looks nice, but it doesn't have that padding. So how to add that padding? Is the easy way that let's add padding to the grandparent. And if you see this linear layout is the grandparent, it means whatever is in the screen, it will be inside this linear layout. So let's add padding to this one. So if you just type padding, okay, you will get the property. And then how much padding you want to give, you can try different values, that whenever you like it, just leave that one. So I know that because I have tried 16 dp should be the nice one. So if you go to the design now, you see from the top, from the left, and even from the other component, it will have a nice padding. Let's go to the next level. Next level, we want only one date of birth, but we want it that it should cover the whole screen from left to right. So if it is like this, then I think the best solution is that, you see, this one was the linear layout which occupied the two text. I think outside of this, but inside the grandparent, here we should type edit text, et, just type et, you see the two words. And this one should be match parent, this one should be, no, this one should not be match parent. The height should be rep content. Rep content means that how much content it has, its height should be that much. Okay, and it is a text view. We should give a hint. The hint should be like a date of birth or birth date. It's up to you, whatever you want to give. Okay, and after that I will close it with slash. If I close like this, you see, it become a container. But if I close with slash, then it will close like this. So we want like this because we don't want a container. So let's check design. Oh, what happened? Oh, yeah, the problem is that, you see, now it is in the parent container. The parent container is this one, and I think we don't have any orientation for that. Okay, so for this one, you see, for the main one, the orientation should be vertical, meaning to say this component, then below another one, then below another one, then below another one. So let's go and here give orientation. Hopefully the problem will solve. So this one should be vertical. Okay, so if it is like this, let's see. Now you see, now become okay, that this one and the next one is like this, and it got the full width of the screen. Okay, next one, we need input box, input edit text, and a button, but in such a way that the country should take three parts of the screen and the button should take one part of the screen. So how to do that? And you see, again, they will be side by side. So the side by side thing we can control exactly like the previous time we did by linear view. Okay, so if it is like this, let's add another linear view in the same way. So we have a linear layout. Okay, this linear layout should be match parent. Okay, and the other one, the height should be a rep content, and its orientation should be, what do you think? Its orientation should be what? Horizontal. It, okay, so and after that I should close as a container because I want to put inside this the two components. Okay, so the one component that I want is edit text, edit text, and this should be match parent. Okay, and rep content, and the hint for this should be country. Okay, I think enough. And then the another one should be the button. Okay, button, this should be also match parent because we want to equally distribute, sorry. And this, the next, what should be displayed on the button, that is a text property. The text property we can what we have designed here, apply. Okay, so we can just put apply. Okay, yeah, I think that's all for the moment. So let's see and see how it is it. Oh, it is not nice again, you see, one over the other. So how we have orientation, right? We have match parent, we have match parent. Okay, let's divide the space exactly how we want. That is called a layout weight. Okay, so the layout weight for the country should be 3, and the layout weight for the button should be 1. Okay, let's see how it works. Oh, it 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 is we have, this one is horizontal. Okay, so you see, like, it works in opposite way. So this one should be 1, this one should be 3. Okay, now let's look at the design. Yes, it is like that. is one and this one is, yeah, actually it should not be like that. I think we have missed something. Yeah, but I think the main thing is that the layout property, you can play with this and you can design how you want to design. Okay, so in this way we can design uh, a user interface. And now if you see now, if you run this coding, last time the buttons were one over each other, but this time if you run, you see it will be exactly like that. And another point is that it will be in the same style for any mobile, if it is a big screen or small screen or whatever, because we have defined the main linear layout to match with parent, and parent is the mobile screen. So whatever screen is it will be like this. So in this way we can design a responsive layout.